This is bad. This is really bad. I woke up one fine Wednesday morning and hopped on Twitter only to find the biggest disgrace I've ever seen from the Siege community. It wasn't T3 drama, it wasn't a Pro League downfall, no, this was much, much worse. It was this disgusting piece of trash uploaded by the official R6 account, and the worst part of all is that it was based on community statistics. Of course, my day was ruined. Seriously though, this is just wrong, and today I'm going to explain why Ace is definitely not a quote-unquote must-use operator, and why Maverick is seriously more than just situational. By the end of this video, not only will you understand why this is, but we'll also remake this list and restore peace on behalf of the R6 Twitter community. First things first, let's talk about Ace. I know what you're thinking, okay? He's the fastest breacher, he's got an amazing gun, the AK-12 is a beast, of course, he's super versatile, he can breach at range, yes, awesome, he can also destroy shields, wow, Ace is so good, right? Yeah, that sounds great, and I'm not trying to hate on my boy Ace here, I do love Ace. He's just not the best of the Hardbreachers. He's just not. Now, this is a bit of a trick video because all of the Hardbreachers are super amazing and an absolutely crucial part of strategic attacks in R6. So, yes, Ace is good. At the same time, though, this list is super fucked up, and I really have to clarify why. Before we understand what is wrong with Ace being at the top of this list, we must understand all four of the Hardbreachers and what makes them unique, the differences between them, and why they are the way they are, or how they are the way they are. So first, let's talk about Hibana, Thermite, and Ace. All three of these operators all require one thing in order to actually breach what they're going for, and that is that there's no wall denial on the wall. So if you're playing Thermite, or if you're playing Hibana, or if you're playing Ace, your team has to first help you to clear that wall denial off the wall if it's there before you can actually breach it. So this is one extra step that you have to take with these hard breachers, which also relies on you relying on your teammates to do their job correctly. Now this isn't the case with Maverick though, because Maverick has no counter. And what I mean by that is there's no operators that directly counter Maverick. Pucks! You're gonna get C4'd if you play Maverick. No, you're not. You're not gonna get C4'd. I play Maverick all the time, top rank in the game, and I haven't been C4'd in months while Mavericking. It's like a 5% chance. You're fine, it's fine, and it's very easy to avoid, okay? I'm gonna run you through it. I'm gonna help you out a little bit here. Here's just some quick info on Mav so you can just not be shit and not be a whiny bitch boy, and so you can also stop playing Ace as a crutch op all the time. So if you're getting C4'd while playing Maverick, you're doing one of two things wrong. Either one, you're maving a hole in the wall and you're trying to nade through to get rid of the wall denial, and the enemy team is C4'ing out the hole at some point and nitring you and or your teammates. And number two is you're just being dumb. You're just Mavericking in a way that's dumb and more likely to get you killed. Whatever wall you're trying to actually Maverick open, just think to yourself, what's on the other side of this wall and how can the defenders actually get an angle onto me? So firstly, you should be Mavericking at an angle on the wall, so that way you're not directly exposed to the hole. At the same time, you want to know what's on the other side. So if there's a wall running perpendicular to the wall that you're actually Mavericking, you want to make sure that you're aimed towards this wall. Like the wall is what's straight ahead of you, because the defenders can't shoot you through the wall. They can't go on the other side of the wall to shoot you through the wall because there's a wall. So basically, they can't get up close enough to those actual holes to fight back, especially if you have a teammate watching your holes at the same time. Then there's absolutely no way they could possibly cross the holes, go prone, kill you, all before your teammate shoots them. So if you're really worried about, get a teammate to go prone and watch that while you do it. Now, the other thing is don't go prone. If you're going prone, you're way more likely to get nitroed. You can't run away. It takes a second to come out that animation. So don't go prone, stay crouched. If you hear nitro being ripped or tossed, just run away, dude. Just get off the wall and run away. It's super easy. You can just back up. You can just back up, dude. Anyway, I don't know why everybody thinks this is the worst way to do it. This is the best way to do it. It's super efficient, and it also just opens the wall, and there's no counter. You don't have to go and waste all that extra time to go and actually clear the shit off the wall before you do it. And you don't have to waste a grenade only for another hard breach to come over and open the wall. You could skip the whole pick another hard breach in general and just open the wall yourself with Mad. You can even nade the wall open if you really wanted to confirm that you get it open. This is something you can just practice in T-Hunt or whatever, just nading the wall open, but it's kind of stupid. Just get, you know, if you can get a teammate, it's much more ideal that way. The moral of the story is Maverick has no direct counters besides just killing him, which applies to literally every other hard breacher. If you kill the hard breacher before they hard breach the wall, they can't hard breach the wall. Wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Okay, now what else? So Mav does take a little bit more time than the other Hardbreachers to open the wall, obviously, because it's a slower process, the slow burn of the panel coming off, whatever. But I'm pretty sure most of your rounds are probably decided in the first minute and a half, 2 minutes of the round anyway. The chances are pretty good you're in that 2v4, 2v5, already a minute and a half in the round, and it really doesn't come down to the time. It really comes down to the poor usage of time during the round. And I'm pretty sure in literally every rank, including my rank, that time is not an actual factor when it comes to the decisiveness of the round. 9 out of 10 times, 9.9 out of 10 times, it's coming down to who is killing who in the round and who is at an advantage or disadvantage. And really, it's not coming down to the last second execute where they deny the plant and you run out of time. That's not the way it's going. You can't convince me that. So therefore, the time argument where Mav is taking up too much time is just stupid. What other arguments are there? Mav is the greatest. He's the greatest. No counter, full-size breach, close breach, hard breach. Now, he can't breach at a range, which is the downside. Oh my gosh. This is where our situational ace pick comes in. That's right. So if you pick an ace, then you can now breach at a range. So if you have a specific wall you want to open, like the church wall on Clubhouse, you go bottom main, you range breach a wall. Beautiful, beautiful way to play ace. Now, the other downside to ace is he is very inefficient at getting hatches. He's only going to get 1.5 hatches with all 3 of his ace charges, so you really don't want to be wasting your ace charges on hatches if you have a plan to use it for the range breach. This is where Hibana comes in, because Hibana is the best hatch breacher operator. Hibana can get 4 hatches with all their pellets, which is a lot of hatches, especially handy on bank. But Hibana by far the best hatch getter, because chances are if you're opening 1 or 2 hatches or even 3, you can still use your pellets for another range breach wall just to get lines of sight into that area. That's a great reason why Hib is better than Ace as well, because she's super, super versatile. She can get hatches, she can get range breach as well, just like Ace. Now it is a little slower and the holes aren't as big, so there is some times where Ace is better, like I mentioned. More often than not, Hibana is going to be better pick than Ace. Hibana's gun sucks, there's so much recoil. I don't care. Hibana's gun is a beast. Thermite's gun's a beast. Maverick's gun's a beast. AK-12, yeah, it is the best. Obviously, it's a fucking AK-12. All the Hardbreacher's guns are really, really good. I don't want to hear that their gun is not good enough for you to use, because those guns are literally just the best guns in the game. But we also forgot to mention one super important thing about Maverick. Maverick also has grenades. He's the only hard breacher that can clear utility on top of being a hard breacher. Now, technically, Ace can get shields if they don't shoot them off. More often than not, they should shoot them off if they're semi-competent, because there's a lot of angles you can get onto your own shields to actually shoot them off safely. But if they're not, then sure, ace some shields. Moral of the story is a grenade will always break a shield. You can also grenade people through floors. Grenades are super, super strong right now, and Maverick has those as well, making him an obvious choice over the others, or just an obvious reason to pick him over others in certain circumstances. Now, we haven't given Thermite much love here. We haven't talked about him too much. Thermite, similar to Maverick, great on the close range breach. The walls you can walk up to, place the Thermite charge, same way you'd walk up to and blowtorch the wall. Thermite's a great, great option, especially if the other team stops running wall denial because you've been running Maverick. That's a great time to pick the Thermite. Now, Thermite also has flashes, which are super good for playmaking, burning for utility, so you can throw them into ADSs so your teammate can clear a shield or clear a bulletproof camera or whatever. Get rid of utility if you don't already, because that's what's giving the defense cover and information. So you want to clear that stuff. Thermite is probably the least versatile of these 4 operators. He's very straightforward. You can really only just Thermite walls and use flashbangs. You're never going to be in a situation that you're just going to be like making plays off of Thermite charges. You can make plays with Ace charges, you can make plays with Hibana pellets, and you can make plays with Maverick's blowtorch as well, but Thermite charges, not so much. But we do have to really buckle down on this utility for a second. We went over the Mav grenades, we went over the flashes. Flashes, oh, so good. What does Ace have? Claymores and breach charges. Dog shit. Now, Thermite even has smokes, which smokes are super good for plants as well. All the utility of Maverick, Hibana, and Thermite are all just better than the secondary utility from Ace. The Claymores and breaches aren't doing anything near to the impact and degree that these grenades, flashbangs, and smokes can do for you, which is another reason why Ace should be picked less than the other ones. You always want to be bringing maximum utility. The more utility you bring for the team, the more stuff you can use to just collapse on defenders and just fuck them up. the better, which is why you should probably pick Ace less. Flashbangs are just so good for just getting free kills. You just flashbang people when you know where they are. They can't see anything. Their whole screen's white, and it's literally free kill. You don't need a good gun. You don't need good aim for this. Enough talking about these Hardbreachers. I think I've kind of hammered my point enough. Let me know what you think in the comments, but first, let's go over my tier list, my updated R6 tier list. So let's fix this shithole that we saw on Twitter, and let's balance it out and restore peace. Must use, if I haven't made my point clear enough already, is Maverick. Maverick is a must use. He has no counter. Get good with Maverick and you will win a billion times more than you are already. Maverick is hands down the best Hardbreacher in the game. Solid pick, Hibana. Hibana, range breach, not as fast as Ace, but Hibana also has the option to get multiple hatches, open lots of lines of sight, has the flashbangs on top of that, and Hibana's gun is also nasty. Next up, we got Thermite. Thermite is going to be more situational than Hibana. He can only get 2 hatches if he is going for hatches. He can only do the short range breach. Now, he does have the smokes, he does have the flashes, but unfortunately, he is just going to be situational. Chances are, if you're playing Thermite, more often than not, you'll want to pick the Maverick over the Thermite, unless you're really coordinated as a team and you like have the necessary utility. Thermite's probably the most situational out of all these operators. And I am going to pick Ace slightly above Thermite, and that's just because he has that range breach. Now, you can do the same thing with Thermite as you do as Ace. You can open a short range breach. Now, ideally you're using 2 for this because you can actually make a breach you can walk through. If you're making the vaultable Ace holes on exterior breaches, just don't play Ace. Just play Thermite in this case. If you're playing CCTV on Clubhouse and you're just using Aces for the outer CC wall, play Thermite. Thermite's better. Or play Maverick. Maverick's even more better. There are times where you should pick Thermite over Ace, but if you're going for that range breach and you want entrances in through that range breach, like you want to make big range breaches and not just lines of sight like you would with Hib, pick Ace. It's a great option, and he's the only one that can do it that well. Now, Ace is also really good if they're bandit tricking. So if Cade's ban and you have Thatcher, you can Thatcher the wall, Ace both sides. Bandit won't have enough time to get both sides and actually fully stop the bandit trick. So Ace is really good for that as well. This is the new tier list. This is the way it should have been. I'm disgraced by the Twitter community, and I hope you guys learn something. I hope you'll play Mav more than Ace. I really hope you do, because Mav is the GOAT. Not enough people play Mav, not enough people play him properly, and not enough teams wait for the Maverick to open the wall. And they should, because this is ideal Siege, and this is goated, and this is hot, and this is sexy. So have a good one, guys.